Good morning, my friends. Welcome to today's pick a card reading. We are going to talk about exes today because who of us doesn't have an ex, right? So let me light up our candles here, get the energy flowing. Ready to welcome our friends to today's pick a card. We're going to deal with exes. Did you ever consider that even sometimes friends can be exes, as well as romantic partners? Hello, Rashika. Welcome to our readings today. I was wanting to continue from yesterday. Hey, Kane, talking about our exes. Also, Rashika and Kane, I want you guys to know I have a private WhatsApp community that I am inviting people to join who are regular listeners of my channel. So if any of you guys want to be connected to me in a way when you can, hey, Tanisha, where you can chat with me a little bit more and we can have some relationship. I have a really fun community over on WhatsApp. And so if you simply send me an email, I'm more than happy to let you know about that group and how you can join. Okay, so here's my email address. And let's see here. What else I wanted to get my Palo Santo. And as I was saying, we all have exes, don't we? And sometimes an ex can be somebody that you used to work for. Sometimes you have to leave a position because it's just not a fit anymore, and a boss becomes an ex. And so, what we want to do today is open up our minds and our spirits and see what we can learn from those difficult endings, okay? Excellent, Rashika. Here's my email address. Please send it because send me your info and I will let you know how to get involved with my group. We're having a lot of fun over there, and I share actually what I use on the daily to keep my mood from going all over the place. And because isn't that the case when we start thinking about our exes and the people that have disappointed us in the past, it can just take our mood right down. And yet, there was something important that you learned during your time with that person. And so, we'd never want to discount the fact that people have hurt our feelings. So, all right, wonderful. Rashika and Tanisha, both of you have stepped up with your gratitudes. Thank you so much. Hey, you guys, guess what? I just turned over 2,000 videos. When I think about that, I can hardly believe it. 2,000 of them. I agree. I appreciate that you love that, the daily magic. Absolutely. And do you guys know about Lionsgate? Lionsgate, I'm just learning about, but it's a particular place in the sky that happens only one time a year. It's on the 8th day of the 8th month. And so tomorrow is a very, very lucky day. And so we are going to do fairy readings tomorrow because I just have a feeling that the fairies have something to share, because aren't they magical beings? Also, I have a brand new project. I can't wait. I'm starting off a series of live calls that are kind of like storytelling, because I found a book about my fairy deck that tells the characters' stories, and I'm so excited about it. And I thought, you know what? I want to share that with you guys. Oh, so I'll pop a bunch of cards for us today while I try to shuffle these. They're eager to get started. So my first person is let's see, who was the first thank you? I think was Rashika and Tanisha, and then Kane. I know, don't you love the fairies? Me too. All right, so let's Rashika, absolutely. Shoot me your question. All right. We're looking for questions tonight, it's morning, especially around exes. Hi, Ashley, welcome. Hi, son, the seventh son. I actually have 7 brothers, and so there is a 7th son in my family. I'm drawing cards for X's today, and all you need to do is tell me something you love and appreciate, and I'll get right to you. So, Tanisha, while I'm waiting for Rashika's question, I'm going to pull a card for you. So, Tanisha, all you need to do is hold on to a feeling in your heart for an X, and then we're just going to see what is that. Oops, oh my goodness, this card flew out of my hand over to the side of the table. I love that. Oh, I love that you love your angels, Anjali. All right, so this is Tanisha's card. Tanisha, let's take a look here, what we have. Oh yes, the cabin crew. All right, so Rashika, you have asked me that question before, okay, about the cabin crew. And so what we want to do now, in order to make this reading real for you, Rashika, I want you to pull in your mind a past employment situation, somewhere where you used to work where it didn't work out very well. All right. I feel the urgency in what it is you're wanting with this job in November. But what we're doing today is we're trying to be detectives, and we're trying to find out what is it that's causing so much worry and concern about this position. All right. So, what I want you to do, Rashika, is I want you to find in your mind a disappointment from employment in the past. And I will definitely pull a card for that. So it can be around your employment situation, but you don't want to keep asking the same question over and over again. All right. So, Tanisha. Okay. So Tanisha, look at this card. I don't know if I know you're a reader. I remember that. And so be sure to email me. I didn't hear from you yesterday, and I would love to be able to include you in a project that I'm doing. But it looks to me, Tanisha, I love the Seven of Cups. One of my teachers is Chris Reck over at Minnow Pond Tarot. Really enjoy him, and I took his classes, and he always says this card is spoiled for choice. Spoiled for choice, because look at all the options that are ahead of you. So when it comes to the X's of your past, Tanisha, and it might even be clients, because isn't it true that as a tarot reader, sometimes clients leave you and you may feel like you never know where they disappeared to, right? They're ex-clients. So I'm kind of feeling that for you, Tanisha, today, that as you're developing your relationships, both professionally and personally, that there are a few disappointments in your past, and you are doing the work. See this ladder here? It's showing that you are definitely curious about how to be your best self, how to create relationships that truly last. There's a confusion because sometimes things start out great and then they kind of fade away. So what I feel the guides and the angels want you to know today is that there's some people you're thinking about that are no longer of value to you. They may come back. Sometimes exes return, but you do want to do a little bit of an audit and write a list of the people that you're aware of that are not in your life anymore. And just make sure that you've put them into the proper place. Allow them to live with the universe in peace and freedom and harmony. There's there's a quote. Oopsie, I have a quote here. Okay, this is a quote I wrote down, and I've been having it right by my table and I haven't had a chance to use it yet. See, I wrote it on this card, and it says, I am willing to release any patterns within me that are separating me from people with goodwill and affection for me. Isn't that great? Let me read that again. That, you know what, Tanisha, I'm using your card for the theme of today's readings because everybody jumped in so quick today. But let me read this again for all of us. And if all of y'all who are watching, if you just put your hand right on your heart, like you're pledging allegiance to yourself, and then just repeat this after me, okay? I am willing to release Go ahead. Any patterns within me that are separating me from people with goodwill and affection for me. Isn't that a great affirmation for today? So I feel like you have so many possibilities ahead of you, and you do not want to waste time and energy worrying about somebody that is not gravitating to you right now. Got it? Okay. So now, Rishika. Hi, Shilpa. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Manu. Welcome back. Okay. Excellent. Be beautiful is here. Thank you. You guys are great. Okay, Rashika, thank you. That was so great for you to uh, adjust your reading request to fit, right? Because if you have anxiety towards your new job, it's like you have an ex job, don't you? I guess we could call it that, like you have an ex job, right? Well, you have an ex boyfriend or ex husband or ex girlfriend or ex partner, so why not an ex job, right? And sometimes when you've worked so hard for somebody and they haven't recognized, they don't know what you're doing that's good, and maybe you got fired. I got fired late in life. I was in my 50s when I got fired, and I was so shocked. But I realized that I was insubordinate. I was not as respectful to the rules that were there because it just didn't make sense to me. So a card has just flipped out. Two cards have flipped out. And so I never use, this is a single card reading. So even though there's another card underneath, I'm not going to peek. And so, Rashika, if you would like to see the card underneath here, email me because I will explain to you how I can read that second card for you. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles. All right, let's all take a breath. So I feel, Rashika, you are such a brave person to step up and be our ambassador for X jobs, because it shows here, when I look at her face, look at her, Rashika. She looks a little bit worried, doesn't she? She's got that look on her face. It's not joyful. Today I just released one of my little readings, and it was about the sea otters, and so it's all about glowing and happiness and energy. And so you might want to watch that, Rashika. But the thing is that as you left your ex job, you did leave a little unwillingly. It didn't feel good. I noticed this red canteen here, and a canteen is something that carries water. And red is the color of your root chakra. And so right away, Rashika, there is a video, I posted it on the community, excuse me, and it's about root chakra healing. It's by a woman named Jessica Heslop, and it's excellent. I feel like if you would do some meditating on your root chakra and bring some healing life into your root, I think it'll help you with your confidence a ton. Notice how this energy is running. Can you see the white lines? That there is definitely some healing energy available to you through your root chakra. Some of your feelings of insecurity and over worrying is because you have yet to develop a deep consciousness of your strong family history. Each of the people who are listening to me right now, you are a very strong human. Your grandfathers and your great grandfathers and your great great grandfathers had to go through some very difficult times. And when you were young, chances are that your parents were also going through difficult times. And it can feel unfair, but the reality is everyone has that. And so going to your root chakra and doing some healing will help. If your ex job was going to give you a message, Rashika, this is what I think it would be. You had a lot of potential on that job. There was a lot of light and a lot of delight. Light and delight. You are a delightful person. You're very helpful. You enjoy being part of a team, and they recognize that in you. But when I see this, it's not fully white. See how it's orange in the middle? I feel that this message of the orange is having to do with your sacral chakra, which is your creativity. Okay, so I just sense that maybe you are just a little unprepared and immature on that X job. So please don't be worried about it. It's just part of life. And the Two of Pentacles, this is your financial suit. It's just showing a wonderful opportunity to plant some seeds, make some choices, and release this new job. Honestly, Rashika, I would absolutely love to facilitate for you and with you on this, because if you could let go of this job, let go of the November job, let go of the cabin, let go of it all, and trust the universe in it, then fill your time. You could be a volunteer somewhere. You could go and pick up what I call the gig economy, where maybe you could do some house sitting or maybe do some waitressing or different kinds of ways to create money for yourself and keep distracting yourself so that you're not thinking about that job 24/7. Okay? And there is another card in there. So if you're curious, please be sure to uh, email me, and I will let you know how you could read this. I know exactly which card this is, but I'm not telling. It's not very nice of me, is it? Let me have a sip of tea. So right away, you guys, I know for sure I'm not going to be able to get to everybody today. I'm going to do the very best I can in the time that I have. And I appreciate so much your being here with me today. Okay, so let's go through here and see. I'm so glad to have all y'all here. All right, so Rashika and then Kane. Let's see, I think we have Kane. And yes, we have Kane is next. And then will be Anjali. Okay, all right. So, you know what? I need a pen. Oh, where's my pencil? I need my pencil, you guys. Hang on. Okay. Okay. All right. And now we have Kane. And Kane, I know, loves the fairies, and I appreciate that. So, Kane, I know that you've been here many times, and I thank you so much. For those of you who are curious and want to belong to my private community on WhatsApp, I would really love to hear from you. Please email me if you have been here for more than one reading, because I think you're part of my family. But Kane, so let's think about X's. And I know that you have one particular person, you've had several readings on that person, so let's just dismiss that person from your mind right now. And I would love for you to think about someone who is not in your life anymore, more than an ex-girlfriend or an ex-partner. It could be an older friend, or it could be somebody who's not here on the planet anymore. But there's someone who used to be in your life who really, there's a connection there. There's some energy. So let me just pull. And what is it that Kane can most benefit from today? What is that message from X's that will make a difference? Okay. Oh my goodness, I love when the cards come out and float up like that. All right, so Kane, this is one of my favorite cards. And also when you think about Rashika's reading, where we had that Two of Pentacles, and this is the King of Pentacles. So it's interesting to go through that whole suit from Two all the way to King in these two readings. So what it shows me, Kane, is that you are able now, you're able to see your past relationships with more clarity. Even in just the month or two that you've been following my readings, I feel that I'm sensing in you more peace, more peace. Also, I feel like there's an acceptance of where you are in your life right now, that you may not have anticipated being single at this point. That's probably fair. A lot of people who come to my love readings feel like they should have been in a relationship already. And so I feel like a part of you has been discouraged because you have felt, well, what else do I do? I did have a relationship that my most previous relationship seemed like it was going to go somewhere and it didn't. And now I find myself wanting to go backwards, but I will bring over my little lizard crystal here and I'm going to put it right there. Because what do you remember, Kane? What this means? What it means for all y'all is that the lizard is an animal who regenerates its own tail. If a predator catches it, it gets away. And a lot of times, it's not like our exes are predators, although some could be. But more often, our ex is just another hurting human who had some difficulties in their life. And so they have immature pockets, right? They have immature um, places within their personality that make them difficult to get along with. Now, the cool thing is about humanity is that there's a gazillion humans. And so to think that your one chance at love was with that ex is simply not rational. We have regenerative spirits. When we are brokenhearted, we can recover. I am a person who's been through 2 divorces. People who are married 9 times, like Elizabeth Taylor, I think, how in the world do they do that? Because the coming together and the tearing apart is very time consuming. And it takes many, many months to get over a breakup, right? It takes time. But our promise from the divine is that we do regenerate. So for you, my dear Cain, your angels are calling you. It's like your ex relationships are calling you to step into the ability to let it go. This is the second message with let it go, but it's true because look at the peace. And he's so content. Now, if he has a partner, we don't see the partner, do we? And that's another key point. Maybe your ex would want to whisper to you, Cain, that you were a little bit too attentive, that you perhaps needed more attention than they had within them. That makes them less than your ideal partner. When you do meet the right person, it's mutually sustainable. There's a mutual commitment to growth. So as you get used to releasing the sadness from the past, you will enjoy more and more confidence. And once you get that confidence, people will be so attracted to you, Cain. All right. Letting go of our exes is just a huge, huge, big deal. Now, one of the things I'm noticing here is this dog. And so I don't know if you have a dog, but I love how this dog is watching out. The dog is on alert. So I believe that is spirit telling you you have guardian spirits who are going to help you pick your next person. Okay? Excellent reading. Thank you very much for being here, Cain. And also, Cain, you might really enjoy tapping. I'm going to be doing tapping classes very soon, and I would love to include you. So do email me if you are interested. Also, if you would like a private reading, you'll find all of the information right there at manifestfaster.com. All right, so okay. Aubrey, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And I see you are grateful for inner strength I'm finding during this time. All right. So what we'll do is we're going to have you, Aubrey, oopsie, my headset fell out of my ear. Aubrey, hold in your mind an X. All right. And those of you who are watching and maybe you're at work and you can't participate, whenever I make that offer, hold someone in your mind that's an X, go ahead and do that. And you might be quite surprised that this card will read for you as much as it does for Aubrey. Aubrey, that's such a pretty name you have. Okay, what is it that Aubrey can use today? What is the information that will sincerely help her? Let's do it. Aubrey. Okay. The reason I use this deck is because a picture's worth 1,000 words. Isn't that true? This is the third card in a row for walking away. So needless to say, the universe is being very loving today. Hey, you know what? Tomorrow's that Lion's Gate, which is an extremely lucky day. You might want to Google it, Lion's Gate 88. I'm going to do fairy readings tomorrow, but I think today is about getting ready, because if tomorrow is the luckiest day in the year, and that's what some people say, then letting go of an ex today might be super exciting for you, right? And then I think Friday I'll do love advice. Gigi of Green Adventuring Tarot, she's coming back on Friday, and we're going to do some love advice again. We had so much fun last time, so do tune in on Friday. You'll love her. Okay, so I love this card so much. This is the Walking Away card. And notice that there's this cup of fire, okay? And as she's walking away, this cup of fire is floating in the water. And it reminds me of when sometimes when you have someone pass away or you're creating a memorial service for someone, people will place things in the ocean or in a lake that are burning to do a testimonial or just a celebration of life for someone. And for whatever reason, I'm just kind of picking that vibe up here, that Aubrey, you may have an ex who is passed on. And so do hold that in your mind, or anyone else who's watching right now. If you have an ex in your mind who passed away, and maybe you never got a chance to finish it with them, you never had a chance to say the last thing that you wanted to say, this can happen so easily. Also, you could be ghosted. There's another really difficult emotional situation when somebody simply stops talking to you and you have no idea. And you can feel stuck to that energy forever. So what I noticed, look at her single footprints walking out of the water and that willingness to turn your back and walk away. What we're seeing here is sunrise. All right, and we're seeing bright lights ahead. There's no question that if you release an ex from the past, you are going to hit sunshine. There's no question about it. Tapping is one of my favorite ways. I've been tapping for over 20 years. It releases the stress of letting go. It's as simple as that. And I'm going to be doing tapping with y'all. It's coming. Just write me if you're interested, because it can be done quite easily in classes, and I would love to teach you how. Because Aubrey, as you continue walking away, and notice she's not carrying any bags or suitcases, no backpacks, she doesn't even have shoes on. She's willing to walk away and accept that the new dawn that's coming is going to be way more fulfilling than anything in the past. Your ex would want you to know that it's okay to let go, okay? And big hugs to you, Aubrey. All right, I'm going through, and be beautiful. It is time for your reading. I love that you love your son. Don't we love our sons? I love my son also. I'm living near my son. It's the first time, well, I've been here 2 years now, but it's been a long time since we lived near one another, and it's been quite fun exploring that. So what I'd love for you to do, be beautiful, is hold a person in your mind, somebody who is an ex. And as we just saw with Rashika, we have an ex job that was wanting to speak up. and let her know how it's okay to forget about that job that she's wanting and to look around, right around her life to see what can she do, what kinds of tasks will pay, and to be creative. So be beautiful. What is it? What is your X? Let's draw a card. A beautiful message around X's. I feel my mouth is smiling and taking up my whole face because what this shows me, be beautiful, is that you really have done the work, haven't you? You have forgiven and you have released some X's. There's a very soft and gentle energy around you, be beautiful, and a humble um, acceptance of life. What I see here is the starting of something brand new. I love this art because look at the roots. There's something happening deep within you, be beautiful. You don't see it yet. Imagine that these are the hands of the divine and they are bringing you this new seed. I feel like this is very important for tomorrow's Lionsgate for you, be beautiful. I feel like there's a presentation that's going to come to you. It could be a gift, it could be an offer, or it could be a deep sense of awareness, a deep sense of aha that's going to be happening within the next 24 to 48 hours. Your ability to continue to pivot and change your thoughts so that you don't allow yourself to have the ache and the sadness that you once did. You are an example to other people in this reading who are still tied up. It's like there's a card in this deck, the Three of Swords. I should look for it because it's so telling. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. I just feel so drawn. So I'm just going to put this here. And you guys, if you just don't mind here as I go quick through the deck here. Because I really want to show you this. I really feel there's people on the call right now that are in a different place than you are, my dear, be beautiful. So if y'all hang in there a second. There's a cool guy named Gareth. I can't remember his last name, but he does this where he'll search for a card in the middle of a reading because it's just the picture of it is just in my heart so strong. Here it is. Okay. Here it is, right here. See? So I feel like, be beautiful, this is what has been happening for you in different times of your life, where there may have been times when you were not as close to your son, or certainly when you were in the heart of a breakup. But look at, see how the strands of the broken heart are reaching around her chest. So it just tightens and squeezes and creates this artificial feeling that we are tied up, when in reality, our energy's still tied up because we miss the person. But there's absolutely no reasonable thought to drag a person back to your life who ended up causing that. And so I wanted to illustrate that because your reading is about this fresh start. It's about being able to receive from the pain of the past. And if you count here, 1, 2, 3 roots, right? So it's as if these old ties have now settled themselves into roots to a brand new relationship. Okay? I hope that message is meaning for you, my friend. Okay, let's go forward. And looking for thank yous. And Manu is grateful for divine guidance. Man, so am I. I can't imagine. I can't remember when I wasn't reading cards at this point because it's been over 20 years, and just now celebrating 2,000 videos, which in the last three years, and I can hardly believe it. But the joy that I have from being with my own energy, doing things that please me, has really built my life. And so I bring that energy to you, Manu, because I love the divine energy. So Manu, hold on to an X in your mind, somebody that left you, somebody you're not in contact with, and let's draw a card and see what it is the angels have for you. Okay, Manu. Oops. Okay. All right, so this is a tender message, okay? This person, whoever it is, who you're no longer with, or is an ex of yours, they still hold you in high regard, Manu. This person was not able to connect with you in a way that was good for you or for the person. Sometimes it's a matter of timing, where people meet each other at the wrong time. A lot of times people will end up getting involved with someone when it's not right, and and it ends up causing a lot of pain. For example, if both people are married, or both people are committed in another relationship, and they meet you then when they are not free. So I'm just sensing that eagerness, this horse with its little foot up in the air. I feel like there's such eagerness for romance and for connection, but it's important to know that this situation in your past is best to stay in the past. Yes, there were very good things about the person, and they indeed still think of you, and they think positive thoughts around you, but it just was not a fit. And this horse right here is tapping the earth to say, come get on me. Let's go. It's time to stop looking back. It's time to move forward. Whoever is in your future is much more, is a much better fit for you than anyone in your past. For you, Manu, I believe the message is that an X is an X for a reason, even if it was good in parts. I think those are some of the toughest breakups there are, Manu, when you have to say goodbye to somebody and you really don't want to. Okay? Let me take a sip of tea. And let me see. Oh, one other thing I will say, Manu, is that this willingness, I just see this as so willing and so filled with desire to be a great partner. You carry that energy. So you are walking away from this carrying the energy of being able to deliver beautiful, loving experiences for your new partner. Okay? Nice. I love that for you, Manu. Okay, let's see here. Susie, you love helping people. I love that for you. All right, excellent. And then next will be Anjali. Okay. So let me pick up my cards here. And we have Susie loves helping people. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. So, Susie, hold in your mind an X, somebody who is not in contact with you anymore. And let's see what the cards have for you. Okay. All right, so Susie, what we're seeing here for you is this beautiful card of ascension, and the card of climbing up, the card of developing yourself, and so that you can be fully yourself. It looks to me that releasing this particular X, whoever it is that's in your heart right now when you're thinking about this, it may be a past husband, because the Hierophant is a card that's called the Pope in some decks, and it's a card that suggests marriage and a tradition. And so it seems to me that you might have been involved in a commitment that you thought was going to last forever. And now I love this because look at, he's laughing hilariously. So partly there's part of you that can recognize when you look at your past that you're really glad that some breakups happened. That's the truth. You might feel disappointed, or your family could be disappointed because maybe they thought this was going to last forever and it just didn't. But you have a place of joy within you, a spark in your mind that is helping you reach deeper. If for some reason, Miss Susie, you have been attracting people that are just not the best, that nothing lasts, it lasts for a few weeks or a few months or even a few years, but then it goes away, and you haven't found a way to make things stick when it comes to relationship, what's happening right now is that you are really stepping into a place of learning what's going on. What kind of partner do you need to be to attract the best people in your life, whether they're employees, employers, friends, Romans, countrymen, whether they're husbands or partners or whatever they are, because it's you, it's your radiation of confidence or lack of confidence that's bringing all the people in. Tomorrow is the Lion's Gate. The Lion's Gate is the very special portal of energy that opens up on the 8th day of the 8th month every year, and it's considered the luckiest day of the year. So there's no accident that you're here listening to me right now, and that you can become willing to allow that light that's coming from the star Sirius. I just read about that this morning, but allowing the starlight of Sirius in this 8-8 portal to really flush through and to wash through all of the old disappointments and let them go. I have a feeling, Susie, that you are on the verge of a major development here. The joy, the spark, and the Lion's Gate. I think it's all coming together for you. Okay? I hope that's helpful and encouraging. Okay, so already let's go down here and see. Okay, let me just hold on just for a second. Okay. All right. Okay. And we're going to Anjali next. Okay, Anjali. Reunion and job favor. My family, they give permission as I wish. Okay, so let's just take a breath. All right, now, how can we spin this for our X energy? For who are we talking to? We're talking to Anjali. Okay. All right, Anjali, what is it? The job favor, getting permission. Okay, so I feel like for you, Anjali, this is what I'm picking up. I feel like your X situation is that it's your own self. How can I phrase this? Okay, here it is. You are an ex-child. Okay, can anybody else on the call relate to being an ex-child? I can, right? Let's just all take that in. This reading is really surprising me today because it's true. I mean, we are ex-children, so that means that we carry disappointments, being an ex, right? So when your parents or your family looks at you, Anjali, they see you still as a child. My son is 43, my daughter is 44, and when I think of them in my mind, I think of them young. It's hard for a parent to look at a child and see them as an adult. So I want to do a card for you, Anjali, on being an ex-child. So let's do it, okay? Let's see what we have for you, my friend. Okay. I can't wait to see our card because we are all ex-children. Isn't that the truth? Okay. Yes. Oh, this is such a beautiful card. I feel like, Anjali, one of the things that happens when you're trying to be separate from your parents is the feeling of judgment, right? So you probably feel like they're judging you. They don't trust you to make your decision about your position. They don't see you as mature, stable, those kinds of things. And I personally, I struggle. I can just tell you as a parent, because I could probably be your parent. And I have to bite my tongue sometimes, almost literally, when I see my children making decisions that I don't like. I close my mouth and I make myself be quiet, but that's because I'm a little more aware than certain other personality types. I really work on releasing my own judgment on how my children behave, and also allowing them to be free. So I feel for you, Miss Angela. Who are we talking to? Anjali. I want to suggest a couple of affirmations for you that will help you to release your ex-child status, because it's important that your parents start to feel that you're maturing, because you are. You're changing. You're not who you were when you were a child. And as you release yourself, this is like your adult you. See that? And this is the child you. And even though you're in an adult body, your parents are still seeing you as a child. And you need to be an ex-child and step into being an adult. So one of the things you can say, let me just see if I can think of a couple here. Even though my parents don't see me as an adult, the truth is I am getting more and more experienced every day. Even though my family doesn't seem to trust my decisions, the truth is only I and my divine guidance know what's best for me. Even though my family loves me so much, and I do not question that, the truth is they need to release me as a child into my adult life. Even though I'm just starting to get confident in being an adult, there are parts of me that still feel like a child. I am at peace with that. And then the last one, I am open and available to consider myself as an ex-child. Very interesting reading. Never read the card like that before, Anjali. A very special gift for you. And again, our lucky day tomorrow is coming, which is that August 8th. So the Lionsgate, there's a wonderful, I put in the community, so you guys know how to use my my channel. If you go to the community, you're going to find resources that I put just about every day. These are the resources I use myself. And there are 2 Lionsgate short videos there I strongly recommend, because it is a lucky day. Why shouldn't we embrace it for ourselves? Okay, so Shilpa, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Be sure to add something that you love about your life. What's going right for you? And then I'm happy to draw an X card, something about an X today. That's what we're doing. And I see Green Aventurine Tarot is here. Green Aventurine, my hero. Okay, let's see here. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Okay, great. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, there. Okay, I'm catching up. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, excellent. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Susie. Sparkling Life. Oh, thank you so much. The personal reading, if you email me right here, I'll explain how it is. And also I am inviting people who enjoy my readings. I have a private community over at WhatsApp, and I would just love to have you part of it, Susie, okay? So just email me, and I'm happy to let you know about that. So, all right, let's look and see here. And Susie, thank you for asking me for my WhatsApp number, but I just prefer to do it by email because that way I can just, it's just the way I do things and I'm a little bossy. Okay, so anybody else who would like a reading who's watching, please do add what you love about your life. I'm happy to do it for you. But meanwhile, I would love to write, excuse me, I would love to draw another reading for the collective. Okay. So far, Gigi, I don't know if you heard in the beginning, we actually had an ex job, for Pete's sake, that we talked about, and then we talked about being an ex child, and so I'm kind of fascinated by these X's that are coming out through my consciousness today. And also, I did just celebrate going over 2,000 videos. Isn't that something? Like, holy moly, how did that happen? Anyway, so this is our collective reading. This popped out of the deck for me. And for the collective, let's look at what is the X energy? Okay, this is the best X energy. Totally reminds me of Green Aventurine. She's going to be with me on Friday. We are going to do love advice again, just like we did last time, because you know what? If you're coming out of the X, you need to start again. And Gigi and I together, we have a great vibe, and we are going to be pulling one card readings on Friday for love advice. So do pop back for that. This so reminds me of Gigi because of the fact that she's blonde and she's a Leo. And so I am grateful, so grateful. And I've been through some friendships that I became an ex. The first time it happened was in college. So that was many, many years ago. I hate to even tell you guys how many years ago it was. But I lost a friendship group because I started to date my husband to be. And when you know how that happens sometimes, when you get involved with a partner, suddenly your friendships shift because you're busy with your friends, or excuse me, with your partner, and they are all moving on with their life. Well, at the time, what happened for me was that my roommate was going through a terrible breakup. She and her boyfriend had been together for a couple years of college, and they were just, everybody thought they were going to get married. Well, when they broke up and I started to date my husband, she was jealous of me, and they all cut me off. I didn't get invited to any of their weddings after we graduated, and I became an ex. And it was the first time I had kind of been ghosted by friends, and it was very painful for me. It hurt me badly, and you know where it really hurt me was in trusting women. No kidding. And so that was like over 50 years ago. I hate to even think of it, but this kind of freedom is what's true in anything that is an ex. Why do I say that? Because sometimes when we're clinging to friendships or clinging to relationships, we feel limited. Like, well, this is my only friend. This is the only chance I have. So I have to cling to it with all my might. Ironically, that can make friends and lovers and family run away because you're just too needy. And even though needy is a horrible word, isn't it? Don't we all hate it? You don't want to act needy. You don't want to have needy energy. And that's part of the beauty of the sun. The sun burns away all of the disasters in our life. Learning how to appreciate the sun will absolutely help you move on from your exes. Sometimes we have an ex life, don't we? Sometimes we're living a life that's so far beneath us that we need to abandon it. It's our ex life. And once you know that it's okay to do that, everything opens up. And I know there are several people listening who are sure of this as I am, because we look back at I'm 71, I'm a grandmother now, and when I look back at what seemed really difficult, the fact is it was just an initiation. It was just a door opening to something brand new. So those of you who are struggling with the whole X idea, we just need to realize that X's are a part of life. Just like the ocean comes in, the tide rolls in, the tide rolls out, X's roll in, X's roll out. Because even if somebody dear to you passes away, they're an ex relationship, right? So Xing does not necessarily have to be in court, fighting, ugly. No. Sometimes Xing is just natural. And when you trust in the divine, when you trust with all your heart that you are connected to your inner being, the divine part of you is most of you is invisible, because you can't explain to me why your heart knows how to beat, and you can't explain to me why your breath knows how to be breathed. I'm very glad that I don't have to be responsible for breathing, because I probably would forget. And so we have this part of us that's guiding us constantly, our own inner sun. And the more we trust our inner being, the more progress we're going to make. Getting locked up in your mind about exes is really a difficult thing to do for yourself. And if you really cannot get beyond, if you have an ex that is really troubling you, please email me and I will get in touch with you about tapping, because tapping releases the stress of the ex every time. Every time. Okay? Oh my goodness, I'm so grateful for that particular reading for the collective. So let's see, is there anybody else here? Shilpa, I am grateful to the universe for creating such beautiful nature. Absolutely. Okay, so right now, what we need to do, all right, so let's, this reading is going to be for Shilpa. And Shilpa, okay, what I'm sensing with your reading, Shilpa, interesting. Okay, well, I have another strange X. This is so weird today because I'm getting these X messages that are really surprising me. But this one is about X behavior. X behavior, okay? So there are certain behaviors and attitudes that can impact a relationship, okay? And so with your question about you and your partner, what I'm sensing is that there's some habits and some, where's my little paper that I had? There, oh, there it is. There's some habits that can be released that will draw you closer. Oh, okay. I also feel like there's some X's in your partner's past. I'm just sensing that there is some kind of an X situation for your partner that might be impacting your relationship, okay? And then I had that feeling about X behaviors. Maybe it's that your person acts a certain way and you're not confident in that, in your person. Let's draw a card and see what it says. All right. Yes, I do feel that this is a situation where in your partner, there is some unprocessed feelings about an ex. I feel that it's strong for your partner. I always, on this particular card, I always notice this red cape, which to me is symbolic of the root chakra, which is family of origin. So there may be something in your partner that is going back generations, all right? So generations past, so your grandfather's grandfather's grandfather, what was going on in their family at the time is impacting you today. There may have been an immigration situation. I recently met someone from New Zealand who was helping me understand how her people came to New Zealand. And she said to me that they traveled in canoes, like from South America all the way across the ocean. And I went, canoe? Really? But those tribal peoples from thousands of years ago, they traveled to different places, and many of them had really difficult hardships that they had to go through. So when they finally got to the shore, it was such a relief. However, look at how this person's so eager to hop off the boat. They're not even on the shore yet. So for you, Shilpa, I feel like your partner has issues around their family of origin, the habits of that, the way they were brought up is causing some um, like a pause or a slowdown in your relationship. So I brought this quote out very first when I first started the readings. I'm going to read it again. It says, and you guys can say this after me. In fact, I invite you to say this after me. So go ahead and put your hand right on your heart, Shilpa, and then repeat this after me, okay? I am willing to release any patterns within me that are separating me from people with goodwill and affection for me. Okay? I am willing to release any patterns within me that are separating me from people with goodwill and affection for me. This is a great affirmation for you to say because as you release patterns within yourself that could be attracting your partner's weaker personality. So, what would I suggest? Number one, in the community, there is a meditation. It's only 15 minutes long. It's called, I can't remember the name, Mind Moon? I think it's Mind Moon. But she has a meditation for the Lionsgate that is wonderful. I highly recommend it because you get to pick your goal that you want to manifest. So I recommend you pick a goal of creating a brand new connection with your partner. Okay, use that meditation, and then be alert to how you can support your person to step out of that canoe, to be able to step out of their family connection and more into a connection with you. I feel that the potential is there. In many ways, this card suggests that the worst is over and that finally, after all this many generations, that your partner is able to be freer than any of his past he or she's. Okay, welcome. Sorry, I got interrupted there for a second. Hi, Jean-Pierre. Beautiful and green. Don't know how to get onto you. This is the email address right here, Susie. Or you can go to this website. That's how the best way to get a hold of me, okay? And Miss T Bikini. I haven't seen you here for a little while. I'm so glad. Thank you very much, Green Adventuring, for helping me. Okay, yeah, I really, my heart goes out to you, Miss T Bikini. I do know that there were a couple of readings. There was a reading yesterday that came in the live that was for someone that passed, and today also earlier on that was so. So let me, part of what I'm doing this morning, and it's so delicate because we don't like to think of our life, like when we lose a partner and they're not on this side, it doesn't feel like an ex, does it? No, it's not an ex because we save that word ex for like somebody who's hurt our feelings, like that ex-boyfriend or that ex-husband, any of that bad ex. But what I'm seeing today is that we can be a little bit more open about it because we have an ex-life that goes along with loss. It's true, isn't that so? And that you can't replace your husband, nor would you ever want to. And I would say that it's the first whole year after somebody passes that you just have to be so gentle with yourself and really allow yourself the process of grief healing. Miss T Bikini, I do have a private community over on WhatsApp. I would love to invite you to consider that, because it's a place where I'm able to share a little bit more about what I do and why I do it, and be more available. So definitely, I know you've been here many times. So Miss T Bikini is going to be my last reading today, because I'm already running a little bit late. I will be here tomorrow for the Lionsgate, and I'm bringing my fairy deck. So please do come back and see me for Lionsgate tomorrow morning. So my dear Miss T Bikini, what is it that is your message around the exiness of your life, the change? Nothing's the same. Nothing's the same. So that X life, what is that message? Here we have it. Oh, Miss T Bikini, this so resonates for me with you, because look at her strength. Look at how she just sits with her chin in the air, determined, just determined to do what it takes, right? So as I look at this card, I first see that chin up. It's like chin up. How many times do people say that to us, like if we're having a bad day? Just, put your chin up, put your chin up. But it's just shows seriousness and calmness. And I can't help but look at the length of the neck and just stretching that neck. And Miss T Bikini, I would almost ask you, in fact, I'm doing it right now, just to stand up and stretch, and just stretch yourself as tall as you can. And then spread your feet apart and put your hands on your hips. That's called the Wonder Woman pose. And do you know there's scientific proof that if you stand in the Wonder Woman pose, you actually lift your energy? This is true. So take a breath. If you're ever wanting to lift your energy, stand up, split your feet shoulder width, put your hands on your hips, and put your chin up. Take a few deep breaths and you will lift your energy. So that's the first message. The second is, look at this love coming from your partner, from your husband, just pouring love into the core of your brain. That this is my belief. I believe there's life on the other side. I have no doubt about it. I went through a serious illness many years ago, and I came to grips with that. When I was so sick, I had two thoughts come to myself, Miss T Bikini. The first one was, you're not going to die a minute too early. And I went, what? I almost turned around to look who said it, because it was so real. I didn't hear a voice, but it was a strong intuitive guide. And then the next thought that came was, when death comes, it's the next logical step. And I knew that would be true. There was something that dropped into me that made me so okay. I didn't know if I would live or die back in 2007. I had no idea. But here I'm still here, 2,000 videos later. And I'm so grateful that I'm still alive. But your husband is continually, never stopping loving you. Never. And so the idea that as you take this staircase to your new life and you allow yourself, right now it may feel like you're going this way all the time. It's just like going against the grain. Nothing feels right anymore. But what we're seeing is that as you get restored, and as the loving energy of God, the loving energy of the universe continues to pour in, that then the journey starts, and slowly but surely you climb these steps and you reach that surface. I strongly recommend, I work in hospice, and I also ran a grief group for pets. I'm very in love with grief groups. A lot of people don't want to go to them because they don't think they need them. But honestly, I always recommend finding a grief group in your town, and just, you might want to ask a friend to go with you, but generally that's a great way to start climbing those steps on the way out, okay? And then a message from your cat. I did, if you look at one of my little videos I put out today is Meow. I put out a cat reading, and I believe that that reading is so for you because so many people love you, Miss T. And they feel helpless because they don't know how to help, but they're praying, all right? Thank you so much for your vulnerability and for being here with us today because we do care and we want to send love and healing to you. All right. So thank you guys for being here so much. I appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow for Lion's Gate. We're going to be using our fairy cards and we're going to be picking for general. Whatever it is that you guys want to know about tomorrow on Lion's Gate. I cannot wait to do those readings. I will be reading you a little blurb about Lionsgate so that you'll be able to hear what it's about. And then we're going to dive right in and do some readings, okay? So go forth and prosper, my dear friends. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you more than you know. You fill my heart with love, and I appreciate how you're changing my life, one little video at a time. Go forth and prosper, my dear friends. I will see you. Bye now.